Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Now in this video I'm going to teach you how to prepare for Warzone. Now if you're playing Warzone, if you just started playing that game, you will probably know that the game has a lot of bugs. Audio is not that good, but the reason you think that is because a lot of these new players, they never played a single match in Call of Duty when it comes to these smaller modes. Now these small modes are usually consisted out of 12 players, and the reason you really need to play these things is because you will be able to hear your opponents better. You will understand how UAVs work. You will understand how all the kill streaks that Call of Duty has, how they work. It's one of the most important things to know before you start playing Warzone. Now every time that I begin to play the Warzone, I first do some of these small mode matches just to get my my ears and my motor skills sort of online, so I can play Warzone normally. Now this works for me because this really prepares you quite well for the Warzone. So what we're playing here is Domination. This mode is very easy for you guys to learn because basically you have 3 points. You have A, B and C flag, and what you have to do is protect those flags, and this allows you to know where most of the enemies are or where are they coming. Now if you own all the points, as we do right now, the enemies can strike at any point because they have nothing. So for instance, if you're camping on this A point like I am right now, you will be able to hear where the opponent is coming from. Now this is the reason I play small modes. Now you can use this knowledge, you can use this audio advantage for you, because this is simple. Once you learn where the sound is coming from, you'll be able to kill a lot more players in Warzone. Warzone, mostly all the fighting that comes are just in places like this, like a very close quarter matches, and that's mostly what happens in Warzone. Sometimes snipers will own you from far away, but there's really nothing you can do in regards to snipers. The best you can do is just try to snipe them back. Now a lot of times in Warzone this is not the case. Mostly it's all about fighting in the close quarters. Now right now we are playing a TDM match in the Ramaza map. It's one of the latest maps, and once again, in here, knowing where your opponent is part of the audio experience. Now once you hear everything, like I said, you can use it in the normal modes. Now this is a bit different than Domination, and this mode is harder than Domination because in this mode enemies can be anywhere. They don't have to run towards any flags, they can just hide or camp anywhere. This is why we have UAVs and other equipment to help us find the enemies. Now since I've been playing this for a very long time, for the most part I just find the hotspot, the place where every player will come eventually, and then I play that for as long as I can. Now you will see me just hanging out in here because all players will run through this area here. It's a large area where people come in. They come to this location where I am right now because it's very good. You get to see everything else that happens on the map. It's very useful. So right now in this mode, audio will be a little harder, but as you can see, I can still hear people behind me, and this is nothing more than practice. Call of Duty's audio has always been like a heavy subject because some players say audio is good, audio is very clean, and yet new players that come into Call of Duty, they seem to think that audio is very bad. You only hear opponents when it's already too late because they're already so close. Now, when I first started playing this game, I was shocked how the bad audio was, because when I played the rest of the Call of Duty, the audio was mostly the same, but in this game it was sort of muffled, sort of suppressed. It's hard to explain even for an experienced Call of Duty player. But this game really has like a suppression of sound that I've detected. And this is why we use these small tags that appear when someone is shooting at you. You have to learn to differentiate the sound between back, in the front, left, and right. Now, when a player is close, it is very evident where he is. But if you practice long enough, you will be able to hear them the very first step that they make towards you. In this game, the step or the sound of footsteps come when player is around 20 or 19 meters away from you, which in this game is it looks much closer than it actually is. It's farther away, but people mostly hear all of this. They simply choose to ignore it. This is one of the biggest mistakes all young Call of Duty players make. They hear a sound, but they don't act on it. They just allow that sound to come closer and closer, and then it of course kills you, because you're just not ready for what's coming. And this is something that pro players use to their advantage all the time. They know where the sound is coming from. They understand that they have to act right now before the opponent moves. And of course, the poor young player that is just standing in there, he is going to get killed because he just doesn't have, I would say, the balls to attack the opposing player. You cannot be afraid while you're playing this game. Remember, it's just a game, and if you want to raise your kill death, sometimes you have to push hard. Okay? One of the reasons that all the new players in Call of Duty don't do this is because they're just afraid of dying. And I understand the fear, but in order to get better, sometimes you have to die. That's how we all learn. Now you can see through my, on the Call of Duty tracker that my first season was not good. In this game, my kill death was around 1.5. Nothing impressive. But that in season 2, it raised up to 2. And right now, it's about 2.8. So, if you play this game long enough, if you progress through it long enough, you will learn, but it will take time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Your first moments in Warzone will not be great, and if you play these modes a bit more, you will learn, because that's the way it works. Now, sound is one of the most important things. Also, on this particular map, it's also important to know where the players come from. Now, it really helps if you know the spawn points where the opposing team is coming from. Now, in this map, it happens on about 3 different locations. And if you don't hear enemy players for a while, you just go to their spawn point, and sooner or later, if you're right, you will detect them. Okay, so let's continue. One of the last things that you should know about playing in Warzone, something that you will learn here, you probably noticed by now that there are no snipers on these small modes. They're just not necessary on such small environment. But nevertheless, if you're playing on maps like Euphrates Bridge, people use snipers in there quite a lot. If you want to master the Warzone, you also need to practice with snipers. I'm not much of a sniper guy, so I don't have any vids to show you. But if necessary, I will pick up a sniper and I will do my best to own the opponents. And now for the last clip that I'm going to show you, it's actually from our previous game while we played on Ramaza. I'm going to show you my last game because the kill death that I managed to accomplish here is just awesome. I rarely do this, but I somehow did it. So this is my last match. This is my match on the TDM, and like I said, TDM is not as easy as these previous 2 modes, kill confirmed and domination. It's quite hard to know, but if you hold this hotspot, it will become better. So I do hope you guys are going to listen to me and you're trying to understand the sound mechanics of the game. That's about it I have to show you for today. Now this is gameplay for some other player. I just want to show you that plenty of other people know how the game works. See? There you go, boys. Thank you for watching. Look at that, 11 killed that. See you in the other video, boys. Click that subscribe button, boys, and see you in the next video.